Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to LDUBB Boxing. Back with another one. This one right here, we're going to talk about these unified champions and preview this PBC card that's going on tonight. So, yeah, man, I want to salute everybody coming through the building. Make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe. Hit me on my social media, Twitter at OverJ, Instagram LDUBB Boxing. You know what I'm saying? Feel free to hit me up behind the scenes, all that good stuff. So, we're going to get to it, man, for sure. More boxing in the building. What's good with you, bro? Salute. All right, so we're gonna run it down all the unified champions. We're gonna talk about what's next for them. You know what I'm saying? How it's looking in their division. You know what I'm saying? And just whatever else comes up. So feel free to add a comment, questions, all that good stuff. All right, starting with heavyweight, the unified champion, Alexander Usyk. What's up, Kano? Salute to you, bro. So Usyk became unified champion at heavyweight after beating Anthony Joshua in September. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much took over the last 4 rounds of the fight. I thought it was pretty even, but he took over down the stretch. So he got a rematch clause with AJ. So we're waiting on that fight date. Maybe it's like April or May. We'll see. But I know they're gonna do that fight date. Of course, you got Tyson Fury, the WBC champion. Um, I would like to see them become undisputed, fight for undisputed, but that look unlikely right now because of what's going on with the WBC and Dylan White and stuff like that. So, but Usyk, no, he one of the best fighters in boxing. Real talk. I mean, he became undisputed at cruiserweight in a division that was good when he did it. A lot of people probably don't pay attention to cruiserweight, but he beat Gassiev, you know what I'm saying? He beat Breeders, he beat Gawacki, you know what I'm saying? He beat a lot of good guys in that. Um, he beat Marco Huck, who's tied for the record for the most title defenses in that division. So it ain't like he didn't do nothing at cruiserweight. And he beat Michael Hunter, which is a hindsight 2020 victory. So he did a lot of things, you know what I'm saying? The guy who's about to fight Makabu, the WBC champion, Mishinsu, who's about to fight Makabu January the 29th, he beat him. He stopped him. Usyk stopped him. So a lot of people say he ain't fought nobody and stuff. I just feel like we gotta do better with our research. You know what I'm saying? Especially we on YouTube every day and we try and critique these guys and make sure that we holding up a certain amount of content, a standard in their content. You gotta make sure you know what you're talking about because Usyk, he been doing it. You know what I'm saying? So he's probably one of the best fighters, real talk. We'll see what's next. So hopefully him and AJ can either run it back in April or May, or he can just go straight to undisputed. Ricky E245 in the building. What's good with you, bro? Salute. All right, the next one, next unified champion. Oh my man, I appreciate that, bro. Same to you, man. He said happy holidays, family. I appreciate that super chat, bro. For sure. Appreciate that. Much love. All right, the next one we got Arthur Peterviev. Now we just seen him fight last week versus Marcus Brown, defending his mandatory WC mandatory versus Marcus Brown. It was a fight. He got off to a slow start. I think he's slowing down just a tad bit. He didn't let go a lot of those shots that he had opportunity to let go, especially when he cut the ring off early in the fight against Marcus Brown. But give Marcus Brown credit, he was on point those first 2 rounds. And after that, it like he just I don't know, somebody hit a switch and he just turned off. And then it started to be a normal Arthur Bertobiev fight. But he's a good champion, man. He's 17-0. I know coming up, a lot of guys didn't want to fight him, and he had trouble getting opponents. He got long spells of inactivity. Uh, just a lot of stuff going on. He's 36 years old. Well, he'll be 36 in a couple of weeks. So we'll see. I think it's kind of on the downswing for him, but he's still a tough guy, strong, heavy-handed. He really don't have to load up on his shots to hurt you. He can hit you with like little pity pat punches and be hurting guys. And he's strong, so we'll see. I would like to see him unified with Bibble. These guys been champion at the same time for going on 3-4 years, and they haven't unified or nothing like that. Um, talking about that fight being next, it all depends on when they're trying to do it because Brother BF is a Muslim. And he gonna celebrate. Well, he gonna hold down Ramadan. He gonna go through that. So and that's April the 2nd through May 2nd. So I don't know if he's gonna take a fight before April, before it start. That basically he gonna have to get back in camp probably mid-January. You know what I'm saying? Let's say he have a fight at the end of March, and they do that unification. That means he'll have to be back in camp no later than the third week of January. You know what I'm saying? And he got the cut. How well that cut healing? So that may be unlikely. You know what I'm saying? So maybe if you're gonna get the fight with Bivol, that might be like in the summertime, July, August, or something like that. That seemed like a long time, but for him, it may be good for him. You know what I'm saying? Just to let the body recover, and you know what I'm saying. So we'll see. Or going to the fight with Joe Smith Jr. If Joe Smith wins January 15th against Callum Johnson, that's a fight that can be easily made because both guys on top rank and they've been talking about that fight. So yeah, man, it's a lot of things that can happen. But hopefully these guys can keep adding more belts. If they only got 2 belts, they can get 3 and 4 and become undisputed. All right, moving to 168. So Canelo is the undisputed champion there. Um, after taking, he became WBC champion when he beat Callum Smith when it was vacant. Then he beat Billy Joe Saunders for his WBO. Then Caleb Plant had the last piece, the IBF. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, Canelo doing his thing. Really, like, I mean, you can criticize his moves and stuff like that, but as far as a fighter, he's a good fighter, bro. He's doing his thing. You can tell he definitely improved, over the years with his, just his ring generalship and how to like, navigate through a fight. That's what I see the most. Like even though a guy can be doing okay, it still seems like Canelo's in control. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, he comes out on top. So yeah, Canelo, he talking about going up to cruiserweight, fighting Makabu. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather him if it's up to me, I want to see him reign at 68. There's a couple of fights that he can do, or go to 75 and do the same thing he did at 68. But it is what it is. I can't really knock it because that's what these fighters do. They do this type of stuff. I don't have to support it though. That's the thing. You know what I'm saying? But it's crazy. But yeah, Canelo, he definitely one of the best fighters in the world for sure. Andre in the building. What's good with you, bro? You think the Lumber can pull it off tonight? Now I got Vito. I like Vito in that fight for sure. All right. The next one. This is 154 pounds. Jamel Charlo. He got 3 belts: IBF, WBA, WBC. He just fought Castano in Undisputed. That fight ended up in a draw. That was a pretty good fight. One of the underrated fights of this year that a lot of people miss out on. The ending was disappointing. I thought Castano won by like maybe a round or two, but Charlo was hurting him in that fight, and he can just tweak a little things here and there, and he can get that fight. They're supposed to run it back in February 26th. So hopefully everything works out with that. And that's good because he got an IBF mandatory, and he did everything he can to get that Castano fight. I was hearing that he didn't want the Castano fight. I don't know, but everything that I heard after that fight, that was the only fight he was trying to get. So props to him, props to Castano. We got another good fight, so that's what's up. So that should be February 26th, hopefully. Heard Zoo might fight Kurbanov. That's what his dad said. Kurbanov is going to reschedule the fight with Teixeira in February. So maybe after that, you know what I'm saying? Because their fight was postponed December the 11th on like the day before the fight. Cabano pulled out. So they still got a contract for Teixeira. So they rescheduled that for February. You should be hearing something about that. So maybe Tim Tszyu can get the winner. That's cool. Charlo stops him this time. Okay. I think he got opportunity for sure to stop him. All right. All right, the next one, you got Earl Spence Jr. at welterweight. He's a unified champion, WBC, IBF. He's going to fight Ugas, coming off a long layoff. He had eye surgery, and this fight going to be three belt unification with Ugas. I mean, I like the fight. You know what I'm saying? I broke it down. Check it out on my channel. I did a little breakdown of this fight. I mean, Earl brings a lot to the table. One of the biggest stars in the sport of boxing. So as a fan, we need him back active. And I think it's just another step towards undisputed. Hopefully, we can get it. We all know the drama. Well, it really ain't no drama, really. It's just people manufacturing drama because you really can't have no drama with no fight if you never really sat there and negotiate the fight. So it really ain't no. It's just stuff that people want to talk. with him and Bud. So first things first, being an optimistic boxing fan, he get through Ugas, and then we can get Bud down the line. But we already know how that stuff how it plays out. But Spencer's a good fighter though, man. He do a lot of stuff well, consistent with his work. You know what I'm saying? From the first round through the 12th round. I mean, he even picks up the pace. So yeah, we need him back, bro. It's been a long time. We ain't seen him since December 2020. That's so a year plus, and then before that, we didn't see him September 2019. So he ain't really been fighting that often. Injuries and the car accident and stuff like that. So hopefully, what I'm saying, everything comes off clean. He'll face Ugas for three belts in March, and then we get it popping for undisputed. So that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? He said, "What's your thoughts on Suleiman? Dude really hates Haney." I mean, it ain't nothing new to me. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing new. So I don't really got no thoughts on it because I feel like Devin Haney don't need them. That's what I think. My personal opinion. I think he should. I don't think he should have accepted it anyway from when he first got the belt. But mm, I guess that would change his pay grade. I don't know. So I can't really speak on it. But yeah, Suleiman always been like that. So ain't no thing for me. He said, "Who you favor, Bud versus Earl? If Earl get past Ugas, I like Bud in that fight. I think it's a 50-50 fight. I think those one of those that's one of the fights where there's gonna be a lot of ebbs and flows to the fight. Um, I think Bud is more versatile, and then Spencer's more consistent. So it's how that shit plays out. It's one of those fights where whoever win like 2 or 3 rounds in a row probably win the fight, and it might come down to the last 2 rounds. That's how I think close this fight is, but we'll see. All right. Moving down, 140. So we got undisputed at 140. Josh Taylor, after beating Jose Ramirez, who was the unified champion, they cleared that up. He was supposed to come back in December to face his WO mandatory Jack Catterall. That fight got postponed because Josh Taylor had like a little knee injury or something like that, a little tweak. So they pushed it back to February 26th. So if everything falls in line, we'll have two undisputed fights on the same day. Castano versus Charlo rematch, and then Josh Taylor versus Jack Catterall because his fight is on February 26th as well. But it's gonna be early in the day on ESPN Plus or ESPN, however they want to do it. But yeah, Josh Taylor's a good fighter, one of the best fighters in boxing. Real talk. I mean, the shit he did at 140, and uh, his path to undisputed is real dope. Nobody can really knock that. Um, good fighter, man. He versatile too. Big guy, southpaw. He get mean in the ring. So I like watching Josh Taylor fight. He can get down and dirty with you, or he can box with you if he want to. You know what I'm saying? So Josh Taylor, yeah, he the man for sure. If he decide to stay at 140 after Catterall, he got a lot of smoke though. And it's a lot of people in position for all his belts. So we'll see. It's unlikely. I think he's gonna probably move up, maybe take a welcome to 140 fight, 147 fight, just to get the feel of the weight, and then he'll go into a big fight. That's what I see. But you never know. He said, "Who you got? Stanyons versus Butayev." I got Butayev. I like Butayev in that fight. Who you got? Bud winning. He said, "I got Bud winning too." Okay, yes sir. Butea beat Stan Young is probably stop him. Yeah, maybe late, but I think he's just so aggressive. If Stan, well, he gonna have problems with Stan Young's jab. That's the thing that I look at in that fight. But Butev is strong. But that's a good fight though. That's kind of a 50-50 fight. Ramirez, Pedraza, that's a decent fight. Yeah, decent scrap. February the 5th. Yep, in Fresno. Looking forward to that. I got Bud stopping early late championship rounds. Okay, that's what's up. Josh Taylor is the best clinch game in boxing. Let me see. Yeah, well, let me see. I don't know. I gotta think about that. Who's your guess for Boots' next fight? I think probably something in the IBF. They got the new IBF rankings coming out next week, probably after the Ortiz and Charles Martin fight, because that's an IBF eliminated in the heavyweight division. So probably that Monday or Tuesday they'll drop the new IBF rankings, and then once you see the reshuffling of that, then you'll probably see you get a better idea who he may face, or they might order something then. But I think it's the IBF route. His manager, promoter, the guy he's working with, Cameron Duncan, who's getting him these fights on Showtime, he want to go down the IBF route. So that's why I kind of kill, you know, the narratives where that he should fight Bud or Spence or whatever because his manager saying one thing, everybody else saying another. So I think he's gonna go down the IBF route. Um, you can look at the rankings now. Number 6, you got Ivan Golub. I think that's a good one for him. Uh, Conor Ben number 5, but I don't know if Conor Ben takes that. Number 4 is Virgil Ortiz. He got a fight coming up January 22nd. You got other guys in the rankings, so we'll see if where Coley Crawley come in. That he was unranked, so more than likely he'll come in. If Coley Crawley come in like 4, like right behind Boots, something like that, or 5, I think that might be the fight, Boots versus Coley Crawley. But we have to see how that shit plays out. He said, when's that Benavidez Lemieux fight? Probably April, probably sometime in April. Um, Lubin versus Fondor is on that card too. So yeah, I'm looking at April. McKinson is getting ice. Okay. Okay, I think he's gonna make it kind of tough. But I like Virgil in that fight. All right. So the next unified champion, you got George Kambosos, you know what I'm saying? The newly minted unified champion. I mean, he put on a great performance against Teofimo. I mean, he was faster than what I thought. Like actually, that was the best I've seen him. Even when he getting dropped and everything. Um, he was nice with the jab. He was tripling up the jab, hooking off of it. The right hand dropped Teofimo early. Teofimo was still in that fight though. So he was doing all that and Teo was still in that fight until like late. I thought like in the mid rounds before Cambosis actually got dropped in the 10th, I thought Cambosis was running off rounds. You know what I'm saying? Putting them in the bank. But yeah, man, good fighter, man. I mean, everybody want to fight him. He's the hit list. He's on everybody's hit list from Tank, Haney, even Lomachenko. The natural fighter is Devin Haney. Let's clear up this disputed, lightweight division. Um, I think that's the natural fight, whether it's in Australia, Vegas, or whatever. And like I said in my previous lives, Eddie Hearn has the structure to make that fight in Australia because he can build around the card because he got a bunch of Australian fighters. Now, of course, Cambosa is gonna go for the best deal, meaning the best deal as far as multi-fight and the money. So I was saying maybe he can do like a multi-fight with Eddie Hearn, something worth like I don't know. I'm just throwing a number out. You know what I'm saying? I don't pocket watch like that, but let's say he do something for like 15 million, right? The first fight he may get like with Devin, he'll do a two fight deal with Devin. You know what I'm saying? He'll probably make like 10 or 11 out those first couple of fights and then he'll have an extra fight, a comeback fight, whether he win, lose, or draw, and then the remaining balance that's what he'll make for that last fight. So let's say he'll make 5.5 the first two fights with Devin Haney, or maybe he'll make 5 the first fight and maybe 7 the second fight. So that's 12 million, and then he'll have $3 million left over to fight anybody he want to fight. You know what I'm saying? That's what they did with Mikey and shit. He have an option, stuff like that. So I don't know. We'll see. Like it's the holiday time. I don't think nobody really negotiating right now. But once January hit, that first week of January, I think the ball gonna start getting rolled. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. But that was a good performance, man, by Cambosis. Can't knock that shit. He said, bro, I'm kind of like Fondor's chances. We'll see, man. He didn't really look good in his last fight. It all depends on Lubin to me. Lubin should be able to outbox him and have him walk into some shit. But if he get caught in a dog fight with Fondor, then he don't got the best chin. But I like Lubin, but we'll see. Oh, excuse me. I mean, he said I spoke to Jordan today. Okay, that's what's up. Okay, I know he got some cooking for sure. What's your thoughts on Jose Valenzuela? Yeah, Rayo nice. I watched Rayo fight live in Bakersfield in September. Rayo nice. He throw a lot of punches. He got some skills. Can box and he can bang. Which I like him. He gonna be a problem. Just keep him busy. Keep him busy like they've been doing. Jose Benavidez is doing a good job with him. You know what I'm saying? Only thing I don't like, he keep his head straight up in the air when he exchanging. But he's a young fighter. He can fix that. And he gonna be in some big fights. because he's action packed and he like to stay active. So yeah, I like Ryo. What's up, Mad Chad? Mad Chad's boxing in the building. Merry Christmas. Same to you, bro. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you. He said Jose is legit prospect. Yeah, I like him. They should have him back out quick. What's up, JC? Salute to you. Merry Christmas. Same to you, bro. Salute to you. So, all right, moving on to the next unified champion. We got MJ at 122 pounds. He got the WBA, IBF. He beat Dane Roman. He just had a title defense. Well, in April, he defended his IBF mandatory. He fought him, defeated that guy from Japan. He was supposed to make his WBA mandatory against Running Rios. Running Rios fell out last minute. Jose Velasquez came in last minute replacement from Chile. And he gave him a kind of a tough fight. He dominated, probably won like 10 rounds, 11 rounds. So the question is now, do he go fight that mandatory that he had, the WBA with Running Rios because he fell out, or do he go for undisputed? Y'all already know how the boxing fans, you know the answer to that for the boxing fans. Go to undisputed. But I did hear him say a couple of times that he's willing to give Running Rios his opportunity because he fell out because of COVID. So he want to be an honorable man or whatever. Man, I'm like, man, forget that. This is boxing, yo. We need to get the biggest and best fights while you can because they don't always be there. You know what I'm saying? So of course that's Stephen Fulton. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. MJ is a good fighter though. Southpaw can box. He used those angles and stuff like that. I mean, he can go to the body. I like his team. You know what I'm saying? Joel Diaz and them guys. Tony Diaz. So yeah, he got a good structure around him. A lot of his homeboys from Uzbekistan is with him. You know what I'm saying? Matt Renoff and Beck the Bully. And you know what I'm saying? He's surrounded by a lot of guys that's trying to reach the same goal as him. So that's why I think he's gonna be successful because he surrounded himself with a lot of people like minded. So I like MJ. MJ can fight. Like he can fight, bro. Let me see. I want to see, but for his Rios, yeah, that might still happen though. Hopefully it don't, but cause just for undisputed, I just want to see the undisputed. But if it happens, it is what it is. Rios deserve that. He been mandatory for a long time. Nesta Bravo versus Rayo would be a good fight. Is Can Nesta Bravo make 135? If he can make 135, hell yeah, I'm with that. I'm not sure. He can make 135. Kano, can he make 135? Let me know. I thought he was at 140. But if he can make 135, hell yeah. I love that fight. For sure. Rios might beat him. Rios been coming on strong. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I wouldn't put it past that. Rios can fight. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. The thing with the WBA, they got three guys they can call themselves a mandatory. You know what I'm saying? You got Ronnie Rios, who was mandatory like back in April. You know what I'm saying? He said, yes. Oh, hold on, let me make sure I get this. He said, yes, he can. That's his weight class. Bet. Let's make that fight then. Let's make that fight. I wasn't sure if he was at 40 or 35, but yeah, let's make that fight. Oh yeah, that'd be a good one. That's a good matchmaking. You know what I'm saying? I'm with that all day. Rayo versus that's the Bravo. Let's get it. But what I was saying, oh yeah, they got three guys that won the eliminator. So you got Ronnie Rios, who was the mandatory. He was the gold champion. Then you got Zach Hovanesian, who was supposed to fight Rais Ali. Rais Ali turned it down to go down the WO route. So that's two. Then you got the Japanese fighter, Kameda. He just won an eliminator in Mexico a couple weeks ago. So what they gonna do with those guys? If Ronnie Rios, let's say Ronnie Rios don't get the fight, do he rematch a Zach, a guy who already beat him? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It's tricky. You know what I'm saying? He said, "What you think about Marinov versus Soro?" That was a good fight, man. It was I thought Marinov was in control. Soro was trying to get back in the fight. You know what I'm saying? And it's just the stoppage was crazy. I think they're gonna protest that and run that shit back. So you might hear something about that pretty soon. They should do that. And Matt Renoff, I like what he said. He said he don't mind giving him a rematch, so that's cool. But I thought Matt Renoff was in control. I thought he was like quicker to the punch. He was more active, and what I'm saying, he did hurt him in that before that fight got stopped. He did hurt him with some nice shots. So yeah, man, that was a good fight though. I like that. He said, I thought he was a lightweight. Okay, he a lightweight. Okay, that's what's up. So I'm down with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm down with that fight. That'd be a good ass fight too. That'd be a dangerous fight for Ryo too, because like I said, when he throwing his combinations and when he exchanging, he got his head straight up in the air. And Nessa Bravo is a good puncher. So yeah, let's get it. Y'all matchmaking up in here. I like it. All right. The next one you got Stephen Fulton. He's the unified champion, WBC, WBO. Just beat Brandon Figueroa. That was a good fight. One of the best fights in 2020. If you take away all the wrestling and shit, but I see what they was doing. They was trying to get position. And like I was saying about MJ, this is the fight I want. This is the fight I would rather see next. My man don't have he have a mandatory, but it's so what they did was they consolidated his mandatory. Number one in the WO and WC is Danny Roman. So they just said he's the mandatory. You know what I'm saying? So he don't have two mandatories. He just got one. And then Roman's with PBC, so they can kind of like get him, just keep him active. You know, pay him. They don't gotta pay him step aside. Just keep him active, and then when it's time, he can face off against Cool Boy Steph. But I want to see Cool Boy Steph go into the fight with MJ. It makes sense. He had a good year, you know what I'm saying? He took the belt from took the WO from Angelo Leo in January. Then he took the belt from Figueroa in November. So I mean, he beat two champions. So that's one of the better underrated years and stuff like that as a fighter of the year. I see some people got him fighter of the year. I can't be mad at it. You know what I'm saying? As far as having this undisputed 122, I don't think it should be that hard. You know what I'm saying? Even if they got to pay Ronnie Rio step aside money, like you know what I'm saying. This division don't get a lot of notoriety in it anyway. You know what I'm saying. 122, it's not no a lot of drama and then a lot of you know how in the other divisions we shouldn't get this at 122. It should be like okay, how your mandatory situation looking? Can you handle it? Can you put is it under control? And if it's under control, this should make this fight. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see. If Fulton don't get the undisputed, he'll probably end up fighting his mandatory Danny Roman, and that's another good fight. So you really don't go wrong with these fights. If they don't fight each other right away, Rios versus MJ is a good fight. Fulton versus Roman is a good fight. Fulton versus Aleem is a good fight. I know what he said on Boxing Scene, but it's still a good fight. So yeah, man. Um, because Undisputed, I know we talk about Undisputed, but it is kind of overrated though, because how these sanction bodies be acting though. But I feel you. He said, "Give me five realistic fights you want to see the most in 2022." I think this one is one. Fulton versus MJ is one. Um, let me see. I want to see Franchon Cruz versus Cedar Rose, undisputed at 168. Let me see. I want to see Teofimo Lopez versus Orlando Barbosa. I want to see that at 140. Let me see. Let me see. That's three. Two more. I want to see Dave Morrell versus David Benavidez. They're on the same side of the street. And then I want to see Brother Bia versus either Joe Smith Jr. or Bibble. There you go. He said Figueroa will be a nightmare for MJ. Yeah, that'd be a tough fight. But I think he moved up to 26. MJ versus Fulton. Yeah, that's a big fight. I'm with it. Figueroa night. Yeah, he is. Yeah, I want to see how he look at 126. He's 20. He's number two in the WBA rankings. So when they come out again, we'll see where he's at. Yeah, yeah, I want to see how he look. I want to see Usyk versus Smash Fury. Yeah, I like to see that fight too. That'd be a tough one. That'd be a tough one. That'd be a tough fight. But I like Fury in that fight. But yeah, I want to see it too. All right. So my last one. So we got okay. My last unified champion. I want to touch on Naoya anyway. So now anyway is one of the best fighters, yo. Like I ain't gonna lie, yo. When I first heard of him, when I watched him fight coming up, I used to hear about him. I was like, damn, this dude nice as far as like how he be placing his shots and how strong he is moving up through the weights. You know what I'm saying? This is third division. I think he's a three division champion. But anyway, if you really understand his career and the guys he fought, I think a lot of people will appreciate him a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? He just fought December 14th. That was a run out type of opponent. He was supposed to face Casemiro that time, that date. Excuse me, on that date. But Casemiro, you know what I'm saying, he on some other stuff right now. But yeah, anyway, is he's a problem, yo. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he's number one, number two. I know they are overhyping him in some sense, you know, how they be doing these lists, but it's no overhyping that he's one of the best fighters in the world, like real talk. Because the way I look at it, how he dominated his division, like what he did in the World Boxing Super Series and the guys he did it to, nobody else did that to those guys. I mean, he stopped Manny Rodriguez in 2 rounds. You know what I'm saying? Like Manny Rodriguez can box his ass off. Nice boxer puncher. Ain't nobody doing that to him before or since. Payano, you know what I'm saying? Payano, he beat Rashid Warren. He was in life and death fights with him. You know what I'm saying? My man anyway stopped him in 1 round. You know, the fight with Donaire, then that was his toughest fight for sure. But he fighting all-time great, really, in those divisions. And Donaire, who was undefeated at 118 pounds. So I know he's older, but that left hook ain't old. You know what I'm saying? He got one of the best left hooks, probably going down in history, especially in my time watching boxing. Donaire's left hook is crazy. So I'll tell you, anyway, he can fight. What's next? I think he's gonna do the Donaire fight. Or he gonna run it back. It's supposed to be Casemiro. They had a deal in place for April. Casemiro got some shit going on with the WBO where he's supposed to fight, and then he pulled out because he said he was sick, and then he had to prove that he was actually sick. Then WBO was like, okay, you can hold on to your belt. Then they give him 15 days to make the fight with his mandatory again. Paul Butler. Then he was trying to do a YouTube fight. Then it was like, nah, you can't have no fights, no exhibitions while you under this. Like it's just the crazy shit. So you can't really put that on anyway for trying to make the best and biggest fights. Cause that's why like you can't really compare him to other guys. Like I say they compare him to Tank. Now I understand the double standards though in boxing, how they come down on Tank so hard, but they don't come down on this guy. But you can't really compare them with what they do in their division because Tank not trying to fight the best of his division. He's not trying to fight the best. And he ain't been calling for the best. But anyway, it is. So that's the biggest difference. So but yeah, the double standards, yeah, of course. That's 100. But yeah, so I think we'll see anyway back probably in the springtime. It depends on when Japan, when they open up their borders and stuff like that. You'll probably see the rematch with him and Donaire, and that's a big fight. That's 1 versus 2 in that division. He don't have to take that fight if he want to. He already beat him, but he's willing to run that shit back, and that's what I'm saying. Yo, we gotta be in tune with all this shit, bro. We can't just slander somebody and say they ain't fought nobody if you don't know nothing about them. You gotta go do the research. You know what I'm saying? You gotta hold that standard up, bro, for sure. Let me see. He said Nessa just told me we have a real goal next one. Okay, okay. That's what's up. I just want to keep him active, bro, for sure. Castro versus Neri. That's a good fight. Yep, that's on the Thurman Barrios card. That's a good fight. Um, I like Castro though. Jose de Lopez versus Abel Ramos. Yeah, it is a solid fight. Man, that's a pick 'em. I like Abel Ramos. I like him. I like his boxing and counter punching in that fight. But I can see Josecito Lopez actually winning that shit too, because he's like stepped it up too since he got with Robert Garcia. He just been like way too inactive though. Like his activity is crazy. He only fought like once or twice in the last couple of years. Abel Ramos been a little bit more active than that. Coming off his best career win over Omar Figueroa, he stopped him and he's the bigger puncher. Abel Ramos is a bigger puncher in this fight, but he's more so like a counter puncher. And when he's aggressive and let his hands go, that might be a problem for José Lopez because he get hit a lot too. So yeah, I like Abel Ramos early pick. He said he's a monster. Yeah, I like anyway. Monster versus Gary Russell. I'm with it. Let's get it. I'm with the fight. Anyway, it's a beast. Yeah, I like anyway. 140 is pretty stacked. Yeah, I like 140. A lot of top contenders. Yep. You got Montana Love up in there. You got Gallus. You say a Galisham. That's a good one. You got Alberto Paludio. You see him last weekend on Fox. He's a WA mandatory for Josh Taylor. That's another one. Richardson Hitchens. You see him last weekend. That's another one. He can box his ass off. Like yeah, it's a lot of guys for real at 140 for sure. All right, let me move on to these. So before I go to this tonight's cards though, we got what 10 unified champions. Just a quick poll in the chat. Who y'all think is the weakest? Like, if y'all can rate them from 1 through 10. I'm gonna run them down again. You know what I'm saying? But rate them. Rate them from 1 through 10. Who you think is the strongest and who is the weakest unified champion? All right, you got Usyk. You know what I'm saying? You got Arthur Biel, Canelo Alvarez, Jamel Charlo, Earl Spence Jr., Josh Taylor, Cambosis. You got MJ. You got Fulton, and you got anyway the last one. So which one y'all think from 1 to 10, or y'all can just say who's y'all best or who y'all think is the best out of those 10. I'm curious to see y'all answers. Yeah, that's interesting though, because real talk, yo, when like I don't really do pound for pound like that, but if I'm gonna do a pound for pound, I'm gonna go off who's the most dominant in their division. And a lot of these guys on this list, these unified champions, like you got to put them on your list. I have to put them on my list. We'll see. But yeah. Let me see what y'all think. He said Teofimo at 140. He said Teofimo as well. He has a lot of talent. Yeah, he does. Let me see. Let me go back to that. Barbosa. Okay. Yeah. Pedraza, Ramirez, Liam Paro, who fought last weekend. He's like number 2 or number 3 in the WO. Man, it's a lot of guys at 140. Ponce, he's the IBF number 1 contender. Matisse is number 2. He's fighting coming up pretty soon on the Gary Russell undercard. Yeah, it's a lot of guys at 140, man. Like, there's a lot of guys at one. If Robert Easter let's say Robert Easter get his shit together. I mean, you got old guys like Francis Bartholomew who will give these guys a tough fight. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, 140 is crazy. It's crazy for sure. And if those belts become vacant, they're gonna be scattering like it was last time. What's up, Storm B man? Salute. He said, okay, I see you, Mad Chad. Usa number 1, MJ 10. Okay. That's a tough list. I would say maybe I would say Canelo 1. Maybe Usyk 2. But yeah, I'm not mad at it. I say actually, damn, yeah, it gotta be MJ. That's crazy, man. Now I think about it. I was about to say Cambosis, but Cambosis performed well. He ain't no easy win to me. Even though they calling him out, I don't think he an easy win like that. You know what I'm saying? Quick in the building. Salute to you. Yeah, I have to. I agree with you on number 10, Mad Chad, but I got Canelo 1. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like, let's say let's say that was your pound for pound list. Nobody really can argue with you. Like they can argue with you because they'll probably be like, okay, why you don't got Bud on there? Bud did this, and he got the like credentials coming up in weight, and he still maintained a high level. That might be the only one that probably can knock somebody off. But I mean, but see, that's what I'm saying. Everybody do their pound for pound list different. Like a lot of people, some people do like talent wise. Who's the most talented guy? Some will do credentials, some will do resume. It depends, but that's a solid ass list. You know what I'm saying? All unified champions and undisputed. Same here, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So yes, sir. All right, so let me preview this tonight's card real quick before we get up out of here. Salute to everybody coming through the building. I appreciate it. So this card is gonna start at 3 o'clock East Coast. Well, actually, my bad. 3 o'clock West Coast. My bad. I be tripping. 6 o'clock East Coast. It's gonna start on FS1. You're gonna have 3 fights on there. We're gonna run them down. But this is the bout sheet. So if anybody, if y'all recognize anybody or whatever that's maybe you following, or any of your favorite fighters. It's a bunch of young fighters, so it ain't nothing like it ain't no big time fighters on this card. It's a lot of young talent and prospects and guys trying to be contenders and stuff like that. So just take a look at that real quick. But it's a bunch of fights though. I think they'll have 7 live fights. So you'll have 3 on FS1, then you'll have 4 on Fox. So we're gonna run them down. You know what I'm saying? Make sure everybody's straight on this. Christian and Billy versus Dave Morrell. I'm with that fight. And Billy can fight. He's strong. He's strong. He's coming. He's going down the WBC route. So and he's with Eye of the Tiger Management, right? So he's a stablemate with David Lemieux, and we know David Benavidez and David Lemieux about to fight. So he may get a spot because sometimes when these promoters do a co-promoter deal, they want to have at least 1 or 2 spots on the undercard. He just fought Ronald Ellis, which he had a good victory. I can see him back in the ring. You know what I'm saying? Maybe on that undercard. Shoot. What about Christian McBilly versus Darrell, Anthony Darrell? That's a solid fight. Put that on the undercard. You know what I'm saying? You got Fortuna versus Lubin, Christian and Billy versus Anthony Darrell. I with it, but I'm with your fight too. Dave Morrell, I'm with that fight too. But this speaking on the promoters and the sanction bias shit, you know what I'm saying? I just threw that out there. That's a good fight. Yeah, I like him. Yeah, I seen that fight. I seen that fight. All right, so moving on. So the FS1. So you got 3 fights. So it's gonna start at top of the hour actually. Well, not top of the hour. I'm sorry. It's gonna start at 6 o'clock on the East Coast, 3 o'clock on the West Coast. So you got another hour or so. Check it out. But Michael Anderson versus Noah Lopez. You know what I'm saying? I think Michael Anderson is a local guy from New Jersey. Trayvon Marshall versus Brian Jones. Now, be on the lookout for Trayvon Marshall. This kid can fight. Like he got the talent to be like a future world champion. They got him fighting under 150, but I think he gonna make his bones at 154. When you see him, like he's like a physically strong guy. He like 3-0. Yeah, look out for Trayvon Marshall. Then like the main event portion of the FS1, you got Kim Sims Jr. versus Keyshawn Williams, and this is a late fight they put together. Sims, his opponent tested positive, so that he needed a replacement, and he was asked to move up to 147. He was like, "Shit, I'm with the smoke." So he's gonna face undefeated Keyshawn Williams out of the DMV area. That's a tough fight. Kim Sims is coming off the victory over Elvis Rodriguez. I mean, he took him to school, and I was hoping he'd come back sooner, but he on this card right here, so we'll see. And he was in a position where he probably could turn down the fight. If you see those guys stand side by side, Keyshawn Williams is definitely the bigger guy. So we'll see if that's gonna play a factor in the fight. But yeah, I like watching all this young talent though, for real. Kim Sims, he has the experience and the know how. He should be able to win this fight, but we'll see. He said, "Great show." Oh man, I appreciate you, bro. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate that, bro, for sure. All right, to the main card. So this the running order. They're gonna start off with Joey Spencer. He's facing off with Limber Ponce. This is a fight he should win. Ponce got a lot of fights and stuff like that, but he more so of an opponent type of guy. Whenever he step up, he lose. He got 4 losses. So this is a fight for Joey Spencer to shine. This year coming up for Joey Spencer, he shouldn't be looked at as a prospect. Like, well, he 13-0, 9 knockouts. Like, I don't like he's still a prospect, but I think it's time to take some steps. You feel me? Like he's not on the same path as Jesus Ramos per se. Jesus Ramos is maybe 1 or 2 fights away from like saying, listen, he can challenge for a world title. It's like their progression is different. Like he even moved, like even Fundora, he moved fast through this shit. I think it's time for Joey Spencer to move, especially if he like have a crazy performance. It's gonna be time. Then the next one, this is interesting right here. Yo, Elvis Gomez versus Clay Collier. We remember Clay Collier last year in the bubble. He was like saving a lot of boxing fans because he was beating all those prospects on on Top Rank ESPN. You know what I'm saying? I think he was like 6-0, 5-0 at the time until he lost like late last year, and then he went to do the PFL, the MMA shit, and he's back. He just lost though, maybe a couple weeks ago, but he's dangerous, yo. So you put your prospect in with a guy like this, you already know what time it is. Gomez had a long amateur career. He's like number 6 or number 7 in the WA ranking at 154. So that already tell you what time it is. He got four. He got 4 fights. So y'all already know what they trying to do. He's a southpaw. He's trained by Ismail Salas, so he gonna have him technically sound. You see how he had Palullo last weekend. You know what I'm saying? The WA mandatory for Josh Taylor, and he's in that type of mode. But he's aggressive though. He's an aggressive guy. He trying to come get you. But Clay Collier, yo, he tricky man. That the MMA style and herky jerky stuff, the way he be fighting. So yeah, this should be fun though. This should be a little fun fight because Collier he come to fight, so he gonna make you work for your shit. All right, let me see. Go back to the chat real quick. He said the sales lose to Orlando. I can't remember who he lost to. I know he had a close fight with Montana Love. That was a draw. He may have. I gotta go check the box rec. I don't remember that, but I know he lost to. I know he beat Elvis Rodriguez. He said, "How did we watch?" Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know if that's going to be shown. I think it might be off TV, bro. I'm not a believer in Spencer. Yeah, he got to show me something too. Jordan Spencer versus Xander Zayas will be a good fight. Uh, it might be. You know what I'm saying? He gonna mess around and let Xander pass him. He should be. I think he should be further along than Xander, but I don't know. He said he would spark him out. Yeah, we'll see. 503 in the building. Salute to you. Same to you, bro. Salute. My man Nick Harmer in the building. He said I'm with my son, so stop by. Oh, I appreciate you, bro. Appreciate that. Appreciate it. If you missed anything, make sure you go back and rewind it, man. I appreciate the you coming through though, for sure. All right, so that's the second fight on the Fox. You know, when it go on Fox. Then you got this rematch right here. I was at this fight in Bakersfield in September. Yo, this is a good fight, man. But they robbed my man Elon, De Jesus. They robbed him. But Ray John Chance can fight though. These guys have like a little rivalry in the amateurs. The fight though, I mean, Elon was more aggressive in the fight. My man Ray John started out boxing and shit like that. I think he won the first couple of rounds maybe, but then he started getting clipped. Every time Elon hit him, he was getting hurt. You can see that shit ringside. You know what I'm saying? He dropped like something happened with I can't remember how this happened, but he got hurt. It supposed to be a knockdown. The ref missed the call, and then Elon did eventually dropped him and got, you know what I'm saying, he got counted for a knockdown. But it was a 6 round fight. Like all that shit was happening and the guy still got a draw. That was crazy. I think Elon won 4 rounds out of 6 anyway. Plus the knockdowns and all the extra shit that was going on. But see, the good thing is these guys, instead of going different paths, they're going right back into the fight. That's why this fight is basically the Kobe. It's a 6 round fight, but since the fight was so good, you know what I'm saying, it was so much drama in it. They're gonna go ahead and put that shit Kobe for this one. So that's what's up. That's what's up. Um, I think Chan's gonna actually get his shit together because he's like the more talented guy, but he was making a lot of mistakes in that fight. Like Elon was catching him with like overhand rights and left hooks and shit. He was hurting him, buzzing him and shit like that. But I think he'll get it together. But you never know. Elon can fight too, and he can box. So it's a good fight. It's a good fight. Y'all tune in to watch this one. This one got some bad blood and he got a lot of shit going on into it. It's just a 6 round fight, bro. So yeah. It should be dope. And then the main event, Vito versus the Lumber. Now, this is a fight I think Vito should look real good in. I mean, he came back after his first loss to James Martin. He was trying to go back to the smoke, but James Martin missed weight, and then Joey Spencer ended up fighting James Martin. So I respect that. I know he's been working with the headbangers with Anthony, no, Lamont Peterson. So, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully he can keep building off that last win he had. The Llama, he got all boxed by Richardson Hitchens last time I seen him. So, you know, Vito can do the same thing and Vito can come get him. So they're just trying to see how well Vito can sell in New Jersey. I know he like a big draw though. They're trying to see where he at though. So that's the purpose of him being the main event, but we'll see. But you know what I'm saying? Some good little fights, a lot of young fighters on this day where we can, you know, can just be chilling and stuff like that. If you guys want to watch some boxing, you know what I'm saying, tune in to Fox. There should be some decent fights, you know what I'm saying? Let me see. He said was joined. Oh yeah, I appreciate that, bro. Playback game. He said Chance keep looking up during the fight. Yeah, yeah. I don't know what was going on. I thought he started off real well though. He started off real well, but I felt like my man kept he was touching him, he was buzzing him every time, and he kind of got a break from the you know when he got knocked down. I thought he got knocked down. The referee he missed it, yo. That shit was crazy, but yeah, should be a good one. Well, yeah, man, that's it for me, man. I appreciate everybody coming through the building. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you guys hit the like button if you haven't. You know what I'm saying? Feel free to check out any more of my content. You know what I'm saying? Definitely we're gonna talk about the rankings. I should have some of that coming up next week if the IBF drop. Well, the IBF may drop like sometime in January, but whenever they drop, I'm on it. You know what I'm saying? The breakdown of these fights. The year is winding down, so I'm gonna do my year end awards every month. I do them. So if you missed that, feel free to go back check it out. You know what I'm saying? I do like every month. I do my own categories and stuff like that, and that's to help me for this time of year right now. Because every year, like before this, when I get to like December and shit, I be trying to think, man, who had a crazy knockout in January, man? I be forgetting. So that was kind of just helping me, you know, remember some shit. So I'll be dropping my year end awards, my December awards, then my year end awards, and then anybody want to come through, I might drop a link for that so y'all can give y'all shit. Cause I like listening to everybody else stuff too. Cause people see stuff different, and just because it's different don't mean it's wrong. You know what I'm saying? And if you feel like you want to debate it or whatever, feel free. So I'll probably drop a link for that one. So I'll probably do that sometime next week for sure. And then we're just gonna stay on this boxing news. So y'all know how I do. If y'all want to follow me on Twitter, you can hit me up at OverJ. Feel free. Follow me, ask me questions and shit like that. It's all good. Instagram, LDUBB Boxing, same thing. You know what I'm saying? I'll be dropping stuff over there. Any news you may want and stuff like that. Something about your favorite fighter, some shit I missed in my live that you meant to ask me. Feel free to hit me up on there. And I'm saying I'll respond back to you and make sure everybody on point. So yes, sir. So once again, I appreciate everybody coming through the building. That's my time, and I'm out.